Hello there everybody, Sam's Trains here, welcome back to the railway and welcome to another running session. So today's running session is going to be all about 062 locomotives, and for those who don't know, 062, all that means is you've got 6 driving wheels and then 2 trailing wheels at the back on a pony truck. I really do love 062 designs, they look fantastic, they're always quite back heavy looking, which is quite nice and unusual, and as you know I do quite like unusual designs. Now you're going to notice probably that a lot of today's locos I'm going to show you, a lot of the 062s, were all designed very early on in the steam era. A lot of them at the very start of the 20th century, some of them as far back as the 1800s. But amazingly, most of them, the vast majority of them, survived well into the BR era. In fact, most of them survived right up until the end of steam. So they really were incredibly hard-wearing locomotives. They survived for many years. True, not many were built after the early part of the 1900s, but the fact that so many survived was quite incredible. So I really hope you're going to enjoy today's running session. I really do like these little tank engines, although they're not that little, some of them are quite large. So let's get to it and I hope you enjoy it. Here we go. Alright, so we're starting off at the turntable as you can see, and the first loco of the day is one of the really old ones from the 1800s. So this is the E4, and as you can see it's in this beautiful LB&SC umber. I really do love that livery on basically any loco that appears in it. So yeah, very nice loco, that one. She's going to be coupling up to some southern coaches, which I have waiting over here on the middle line. So she's obviously got to do a little bit of moving around, a little bit of shunting about to get to those coaches. So while she does, I'll give you a little bit of the history of the E4. Okay, here we go. So the E4 was first introduced to the LB/SCR in 1897 to the design of Robert Billington. Now at the time, the E4s were considered an extremely powerful class of locomotive, and they successfully hauled both passenger and freight trains for many years to come. In 1923, the class became a part of the Southern Railway, as was the case with most of the LB&SCR locomotives, and they were actually slightly modified then to have cylinders of a smaller diameter, which I think improved their power a little bit. Now amazingly, most of these locos survived right up until the end of steam, so we're talking, you know, the 1950s easily, when of course diesels eventually took over. So the E4s were finally withdrawn between 1958 and 1964, but sadly only one has been preserved of 75 built in total. Okay, so hopefully that coupled up nicely. We'll know in a second when I take her forwards. So I think, as I always do, I will let this loco have a lap of honour, just let it go around once on its own, and then we will get on and I'll show you the next engine. Yep, seems it did couple properly, and I've just gone with, you know, quite a small sized train today, just 4 coaches, so it's not going to be stressing anything out too bad, I don't think. There it goes. It is a lovely thing, isn't it? And this one I've noticed seems to look a lot better if you keep it running slowly. It just doesn't look, for some reason it doesn't look that great running fast. I don't really know in real life what sort of speeds they would have done. I mean, I've no idea what their top speed would be. But yeah, in model form, they just seem to look better. Going nice and slow. Alright then, fantastic. I'll bring her to a stop just there then. There we go, and I'll let you just have a bit of a close look at her before we move on. There we go, number 579, absolutely lovely that one. Okay, so we're going to move on then, and let's see what's coming up next. Alright, so this is probably my favourite 062 or 062. So this is also the newest 062 in the collection. This is the Oxford Rail N7, and if you haven't seen my review of that, I'll put up a link in the top corner right now, because it really is one of the best locos, 062 or otherwise, that I've reviewed in a very long time. It's a brilliant model, and it just looks so intriguing in that lovely wartime grey livery. So she's in a siding here, and she's coupled to a train of teaks, although there is just one Pullman coach included in there, so I wonder if there's a VIP party on this train or something. Yes, probably. So anyway, we're going to get this out and I'll let it do a few laps, and while it does, I'll give you a little bit of history of the class. Nice gentle start if possible. Oops, I think something's catching on that engine shed. We'll keep going. Have we survived? I think so. Yeah, it looks alright to me. So this class started life on the GER, which stands for the Great Eastern Railway, where they were first built to the design of Alfred John Hill in 1915. Now at this time they weren't known as the N7, they were known as the K85 class, and they were used for passenger work in the suburbs of London. Now when grouping occurred in 1923, Nigel Gresley continued to have the design produced up until about 1928, by which time a hefty 134 had been built in total. Now the entirety of the class once again survived the 1948 nationalisation, but in 1957 the first member of the class was withdrawn, and by 1962 the remainder had been withdrawn from service and sadly scrapped, with only one exception, and that was number 7999, which was preserved. Alright then. Yes, I do love that one. There we go, let's bring that one to a stop. Okay, so there's a nice close-up then on the N7. Really, really lovely, that one. Okay, so yes, two absolutely gorgeous locos to start with. Let's see what the third loco is going to be, and it should be coming out from underneath the bookcase any second. So this time it is an 062 from the Great Western. It's the 56XX. Very, very nice, this one, and as you can see it's got a rake of Cornish Riviera coaches. So I'm just going to let this run straight away. It's on the right line, it's where we need it to be, so here's a little history on the class. So the Great Western 56XX, or also known as the 5600 class, was a collet design of tank engine which was first introduced to the railway in 1924. The class was intended to be a standard replacement for the various non-standard locomotives owned by the railway at the time, all of which were basically due to be withdrawn by that time. In total, 200 of these 062s were built over a 4-year period, and they were constructed using a range of standard parts, including Collett's standard number 2 boiler. The resulting class featured a capable 2-cylinder design with high-capacity water tanks for those longer journeys. The class survived into the final few years of steam once again until withdrawal began in 1962, and by 1965 all members of the class had been withdrawn, but 9 were saved from scrap and are still preserved today. It was quite a lot. Alright then, well I hope you enjoyed these first 3, so we're now going to have a nice little run with all 3 of them. So let's get the E4 started with its southern coaches. There we are, and the N7 started with its teaks with the Pullman coach. So 3 very different locos from 3 very different railways, but obviously all the same wheel configuration. So there's the E4, looking very lovely with the southern coaches, even though that's technically not quite correct. I still quite like the look of that, really. But there's the N7. I think that's definitely my favourite so far, but of course we're only halfway through, so there are more to come. So we'll have to see if my opinions change on that as we go, but I would be surprised. And of course the 5600 is quite a lovely engine as well. Yeah, not too bad, that one. Goodness knows why I decided to put a Pullman coach in there. I think I just desperately wanted to change things up. But yeah, I mean it happened in real life, I guess. Did it? But you can probably see what I mean though about the shape of these 062s. They just do tend to look quite back heavy, don't they? And yeah, I'd quite like that look. It is quite odd, but as you know, I do like odd looking locos, so this is perfect for me, really. Alright folks, well that is part 1 basically over and done with, so I'm going to put these first 3 locos back into the different sidings and things. And when we come back, we will move on to the second half. So, don't go anywhere, I will be right back in just 1 second. Let's have one more look at that E4. Speeding along there just to get into the shot, so there we go. Okay folks, I'll talk to you in a second. Okay, so those locos are all out of the way now, back into their sidings, and we're ready to move on with this one. This one is yet another, quite an early 062. It is, of course, the Webb coal tank from the LNWR, yet another quite old-fashioned, as I say, 062. And this one is hauling a bit of a goods train. It's got some various mixed open wagons there, as well as a nice LMS brake van on the back. So I'm going to get this one out. We need to shunt it over onto the middle line, but once it's there, I will tell you all about the class, if you're interested. Okay, let's give it a try then. Right, a little bit of power. Yep, I think she's crawling. Look at that, it's quite a good crawl. Right, let's get a move on then, there we go. And yes, quite a reasonably sized goods train on there as well. She's certainly not a bad puller, this one. Alright, here she comes. Down Gordon's Hill this time, wrong roading very slightly, but we'll get her over the points in just a second. And onto the middle line, but there we go. That is it, that's the Webb coal tank. Lots of different wagons, quite like that actually. I do often tend to put like wagons together, but it's nice to actually have a mixture, I think, just for a change. Alright, well she's coming, better open these express points. There we go. Ah, so nice not to have any problems on these express points. You just know it's going to work. Alright, here we go, here's a little history then on the coal tanks. So, the Webb coal tanks were first introduced in 1881 when 300 were produced for the LNWR to the design of F.W. Webb for slow freight work on the railway. The engines were pretty cheap to produce and they served on the western region of the United Kingdom for several years, some of them once again well into the BR era. However, by 1958 all members of the class had been withdrawn and only one of those is preserved, and that one I believe had the BR running number 58926, but it was originally I think 1054 if I've got that right on the LNWR. There we go then, well I hope you like seeing that one. Let's bring that to a stop. There we go. I think that one probably wins the award for the most unusual loco of the day. I don't think we're going to get any more unusual ones than that, although don't count your chickens too soon. But there we go. There's a nice close-up on her then, and of course she will be running again in just a second. So now then, let's go and take a look at the penultimate 062 of the day. Okay, so here is yet another Gresley 062. He seemed to like this wheel configuration for sure. So this is one that I'm sure most people will be familiar with because I've shown this for quite a few years, or this class at least. So it is the N2 from the Great Northern Railway, absolutely lovely, and I think this is the best livery we've seen today, isn't it? Although obviously that is a matter of opinion really. So this one has got 3 clerestory coaches, as you can see, just 3 of those, quite small ones, quite old-fashioned too, so it does sort of suit the GNR style, I think. So we're going to get this one going then. I'm going to get it out onto the outside line, and while she runs I will give you a little history as always. So here we go then with the Gresley N2. Let's see if we can get it out there nice and steady. Oh yes, nice smooth run of that one. So, just like the N7, the N2 class originated on the Great Northern Railway when they were once again built to the design of Sir Nigel Gresley in 1920. Now, after grouping occurred in 1925, you pretty much know the story. The LNER owned the locomotives from then onwards, and they actually continued to produce the class until 1929, by which time approximately 107 had been built in total. During their working lives, the class operated small passenger trains around the London area, normally consisting of around 2 coaches, although there were instances where they would haul quite a bit more than that. They were quite capable locomotives. Now, although 107 were produced in total, only 1 has been preserved and the rest sadly were scrapped after withdrawal, and withdrawal began in 1955. There we go then, let's bring the N2 down to a stop. There it is, and probably due to the livery more than anything else, but I think this is perhaps my second favourite after the N7. So, on to the last one then, but we have got a bit of a problem because I've completely run out of 062s. I don't have any more. I've got plenty of different N2 models, but I didn't just want to show you another N2 model. I thought about it, but I decided not. So I've done some tinkering, we could say, and I've come up with something a little bit new. Don't be too cross, I know some people aren't going to like this, but I think I better just show you what I've done. Introducing Sam's Not So Large Prairie. So yeah, this is the easy way to get a 062 if you haven't got one already. You take a 262 and remove some of its wheels, and yeah, it just looks broken, doesn't it? It doesn't look right at all, but it is now a 062. So it will be interesting to see how that works. I think in real life it would be very, very unstable, but yes, I really don't know how the model's going to perform. I expect it will just perform as normal, but we'll see. So she's got some Great Western coaches. Obviously, there's not going to be any history for this one. It's going to have to make its own history, I think. So, let's get this started. Which way is it set? Aha. Well, it works. Let's see how it takes curves and things. What am I doing? Oh well, it should be entertaining, shouldn't it? What a monstrosity that is. I should say that it hasn't been harmed. It is very easy just to unscrew the front truck. And I've got it safe, and after this I'll put it straight back on. So it's not a damaged loco. Well, it is, but only temporarily damaged. I just laugh every time it goes past. I don't know. I bet nobody else finds that entertaining, but yeah, it's tickling me for some reason. But I've got to say, it does work, so obviously the model isn't relying on the front truck for any stability or anything. Huh. Well, I suppose we've learnt something there then, haven't we? And not just that Sam's a bit of an idiot. So there we are then, that is all 6 of my 062s, or well I guess all 5 of them plus whatever this Great Western monstrosity is. So we'll have one final running session with these final 3, so there goes the Webb cold tank. And then on the very outside line, of course, we have the Great Northern N2, very, very lovely that. So enjoy the running session, and of course don't forget to let me know which one you liked the best out of all of them. So, 062s, they're quite an odd breed, aren't they? But certainly not in a bad way. I definitely enjoyed this. And considering they were all 062s, apart from the last one, it's quite interesting to see just how different they all look, isn't it? Considering that they're all roughly the same size and with the same wheel configuration. Yeah, it's quite interesting, that. Nice and fast. The N2 going pretty quick. So yes, I think having seen them all, my favourite was definitely the N7, I think. Only just, I think the N2 is pretty close. But yeah, in terms of actual detail and quality, I do think the N7 wins. But of course, you don't have to feel the same way as I do, so do vote in the poll, and we will see which one comes out on top. Well, as always, folks, thank you very much for your company today. I do hope you enjoyed that one. I certainly did, actually. It's tank engines, which I obviously like. And as I say, 062s are something that I've always found interesting. And of course, since the N2 came out, I've just about had enough to make a running session with them, which is something I've wanted to do for a long time. So, as I say, I hope you enjoyed that, folks. Thank you very much for tuning in, and hopefully I'll see you all very, very soon. Okay, cheers, everybody.